Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are tackling something that's absolutely vital, surviving the big one. We're going to break down the Los Angeles Disaster Preparedness Pyramid, taking all that overwhelming emergency data out there and turning it into a really clear, super empowering plan of action.
Now, Los Angeles is an incredibly stunning, vibrant place to call home, right? But we really have to face facts here. This gorgeous environment comes with a pretty foundational risk. We are quite literally sitting on top of a massive network of fault systems, and they are fully capable of producing some truly massive earthquakes.
And the stakes? They're unbelievably high. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you, but we do need to ground ourselves in reality. When the Earth actually shifts beneath your feet, the devastation can be completely profound. A lot of us still remember the 1994 Northridge quake. It's a stark reminder of exactly why getting prepared isn't just a nice-to-have kind of thing, it's absolute empowerment.
So, to make this whole process manageable, we've organized it into a simple 5-step preparedness pyramid. We'll be looking at the LA disaster reality, building your survival kit, securing your home, creating an evacuation plan, and finally, utilizing community resources.
Okay, starting right at the base of our pyramid, we have step 1, the LA disaster reality. Let's get clear on the exact threats we're dealing with here in LA County. So the single most crucial factor here is the timeline. Earthquakes happen with literally zero warning. When it hits, you have to drop and cover immediately. But a tsunami, whether it's triggered by a distant quake or maybe a localized ocean landslide right off Palos Verdes, well, that might actually give us a very brief, precious window to act and get inland. Understanding your lead time completely dictates your immediate survival strategy. We also really need to understand the environment built around us. Have you ever heard of non-ductile concrete buildings? Basically, these are high-rise structures built before November 1st, 1977. They have limited reinforcing steel, which unfortunately makes them incredibly prone to a sudden, brittle collapse during a big shake. LA County is actually taking this so seriously that they're bringing in an ordinance to mandate seismic retrofits for these exact high-risk buildings. And honestly, we need to take it just as seriously. Let's move up to the next level of our pyramid, step 2, building your survival kit. This is all about taking immediate control of your household safety when things like water and power go down. Disaster prep really requires making lists, so we're going to use some simple categorical chunking here. First step is your important document kit. You're going to need recent family photos, insurance policies, property deeds, and all your medical and financial records. And here is a massive pro tip from emergency planners: make digital copies. Put them on a waterproof flash drive or upload them to the cloud. You want all this vital data perfectly accessible, even if your physical house suddenly isn't. Now, for your physical general supplies kit, the golden rule is preparing for a 5-day minimum. That means having a 5-day supply of food that doesn't need gas or electricity to cook, plus 1 gallon of water per person per day. Definitely keep a whistle on hand to signal for help. Experts highly recommend stashing one in your home, your purse, and your car. Also, don't forget sanitation supplies, a fresh change of clothes, and a heavy blanket. You know, there's also a deep emotional side to all this planning. Check this out. According to an ASPCA survey from Hurricane Katrina, over 65% of people refused to leave their pets behind or wouldn't go to an evacuation shelter if it didn't accept animals. Our pets are family. If we're not leaving without them, we absolutely have to prepare for them beforehand. Because of that completely staggering statistic, your pet care kit needs serious attention. And here's a really surprising contrast. While humans need a 5-day supply of provisions, you actually need to pack a full 14-day supply of food and water for your pet. Plus, make sure you have a sturdy carrier, a leash, ID tags, all their microchip documentation, and, this is critical, a printed photo of you with your pet to prove ownership, just in case you get separated in all the chaos. Moving right up our pyramid to step 3, securing your home. Let's look at the actual physical procedures you need to follow the second the ground starts shaking. If things start shaking, there is a universal 3-step rule that is hands down your absolute best defense. Step 1, drop to the floor immediately. Step 2, take cover under a sturdy desk, a table, or against an interior wall. And step 3, hold on until the shaking completely stops. Whatever you do, please never try to run outside during the quake. Most of the severe injuries actually happen from falling debris while people are trying to move around. Once the shaking finally stops, your focus needs to immediately shift to your utilities. You should locate your gas shutoff valve well in advance of an earthquake, but listen closely. Turn it off only if you actually smell or suspect a gas leak. Do not shut it off preemptively. And crucially, do not ever try to turn it back on yourself. Leave the relighting entirely to the gas company professionals so you don't accidentally trigger an explosion.
All right, let's look at step 4. Creating an evacuation plan. This is the real action phase of the explainer, knowing exactly where you're going before the crisis even hits.
Hyperlocal planning is what actually saves lives. Let's take the Venice neighborhood as an example. The Southern California Earthquake Center says that if you're west of Lincoln Boulevard and severe shaking lasts for more than 20 seconds, you need to evacuate east immediately. Don't sit around waiting for an official warning. Grab your family and move inland past Lincoln Boulevard to get away from a potential tsunami.
Finally, at the very top of our pyramid, we have step 5, utilizing community resources. Because let's be honest, when the big one hits, emergency responders are going to be massively delayed, and we are really all in this together.
The reality is, official emergency teams will be completely overwhelmed. The best solution? Getting involved beforehand. The Los Angeles Fire Department offers this absolutely incredible, totally free 17.5-hour training course called the Community Emergency Response Team, or CERT. It's open to anyone 18 or older. You learn first aid, light search and rescue, and hazard response. It basically transforms you into a literal lifeline for your entire block.
Furthermore, you absolutely must be plugged into official real-time data. Make sure you sign up for Notify LA right away to get local emergency alerts pinged straight to your phone. And remember, dialing 211 is your best resource for regional updates and shelter information. Doing that crucially keeps 911 clear for immediate, life-threatening emergencies. In any disaster, accurate information is your absolute best defense.
You know, disaster prep is really an ongoing lifestyle. It's not just a one-time weekend chore. So I want to leave you with a bit of a challenge. What is the one actionable step you are going to commit to taking today to prepare your household? Are you going to grab 3 extra gallons of water on your way home? Are you finally going to back up those house deeds to a flash drive? Or maybe strap down that water heater? Just take one step today. Visit emergency.lacity.org/notifyla and 211la.org to lock in your plan. By acting on all this knowledge we've just covered, you can completely transform your disaster anxiety into absolute empowerment. Because when the earth finally does stop shaking, your preparation today is exactly what's going to define your tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer.